In this session of paper presentation sponsored by NECC and Cefola Oats, we invite our next presenter, Kiriprasad R. of Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute, Pondicherry.
Respected judges, my friends and other people who have gathered here, good afternoon to one and all. First, let me introduce myself. I am Kiriprasad, second MBBS student from Mahatma Gandhi Medical College, Pondicherry, and I did this project titled Types and Quantity of Edible Oils used by South Indian Rural Families and its association with Cardiometabolic Risk Factors. It's a KAP study, and I did this project under the guidance of Dr. Niranjan Gopal, Associate Professor of the Department of Biochemistry from the same college. And this project was funded by the Indian Council of Medical Research. Let me now introduce my project. Incidence of cardiovascular diseases even among rural population is rising. This is due to the lack of knowledge about healthy edible oils and their proper storage practices. This is one of the reasons. We have many other reasons such as genetic abnormalities, physical inactivity, and abnormal lipid profile, which could also lead to cardiovascular diseases. Atherogenic dyslipidemia is seen in people using oils with excess of trans fatty acid. Normal people, HDL should be more than LDL levels, but in these atherogenic dyslipidemic patients, the ratio is altered. LDL levels are more than the HDL. This is due to the trans fatty acids. Lipids with high proportion of saturated and trans fatty acids could lead to endothelial dysfunction, atherosclerosis, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes mellitus. Hence, it's a bound duty of the doctors and health professionals to educate the people of rural families regarding the usage of healthy cooking oils and their proper storage practices. The first aim of my project is to evaluate an association of the KAP scores obtained from South Indian rural families to their parameters such as blood pressure, insulin resistance, HbA1c, serum lipids, fasting plasma glucose levels. Second aim is to create an awareness among the rural families regarding the healthy edible oils and the importance of polyunsaturated fatty acids and the harmful effects of trans fatty acids in their diet and the proper storage of these edible oils. My study is an experimental study. Prior permission was obtained from Institutional Human Ethics Committee of Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute. Sample size is 12 South Indian rural families near Mahatma Gandhi Medical College, and 5 ml of fasting venous blood sample was collected from each and every participant. After obtaining an informed written consent, a set of pre-validated questionnaire was prepared in their local language, and interview was conducted with the homemaker who was involved in handling of cooking oil and storage practice. Based on the response of the homemaker, the KAP scores were validated, which was later compared with the biochemical parameters. Later, health education was also provided to the families, and handouts in local languages was also provided to each and every family. After 3 months, the same 12 families were visited and the same procedure was repeated. Finally, we educated the family members regarding the type of cooking oil which is good for their health and the proper storage of these edible oils. And all these data were entered in a separate MS Excel 2010 and were expressed as mean plus or minus standard deviation. Paired student t-test was used to compare these data. A p-value of less than 0.05 is considered statistically significant. SPSS version 19 was used for all statistical analysis. And these are the tests done with a blood sample of my subjects. Fasting plasma glucose, which was estimated by glucose oxidase and peroxidase method. Glycated hemoglobin, which was estimated by high performance liquid chromatography. Total cholesterol by cholesterol oxidase method. Triacylglycerol by glycerol kinase method. LDL cholesterol is calculated using the formula Friedewald's formula. And HDL cholesterol by anion precipitation method. VLDL is calculated using the formula VLDL is equal to triacylglycerol by 5. Insulin resistance was computed using OMAIR, homeostasis model assessment insulin resistant, which is equal to glucose milligram per deciliter into insulin by 405. As we can see the results which I obtained from my study, and this is the first visit and these are the second visit. This is the p-value. you can find significant improvement in fasting plasma insulin and insulin resistant, serum total cholesterol, serum LDL, serum HDL and KAP scores, and also in MDA and iodine sample. Hence, to conclude, low KAP scores were associated with high degree of oxidative stress and insulin resistance. The KAP scores, insulin resistance, MDA and serum lipids were significantly improved after 3 months of intervention. Providing health education to rural families about the usage of healthy edible oil and the proper storage practice will help in decreasing the cardiometabolic risk factors. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Will you get changes in 3 months
Ma'am?
in lipid profile?
Yes, ma'am. We found significant changes in ma'am. Here you can see.
Yeah, it is significantly associated here. But what is the literature related with this?
Ma'am?
You have a literature related with this?
I have an hard copy of the literature.
Okay. What are those healthy edible oils in your opinion?
Healthy edible oils, ma'am. Like oils which is rich in iodine number, ma'am. Sunflower oil, safflower oil. They should be used instead of palm oil and palm kernel oil, ma'am.
So how do you classify oils?
Saturated, saturated fatty acids.
So what is the mix required for prevention of cardiovascular diseases according to WHO? What is the mix required? What is the percentage of saturated, PUFA and MUFA? Mono unsaturated, polyunsaturated and saturated. What is the percentage required to be a healthy for prevention of cardiovascular diseases? Have you reviewed those things related? When you are saying some population groups related with prevention of cardiovascular diseases, metabolic syndrome, you should know about what is the percentage of these things to be there in their diet.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the oils which are rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, polyunsaturated and saturated? What are the oils usually we are using in South Indian areas? I mean in South Indian groups. I think you were 12 families, what type of oil they are using?
Most of them were using the palm oil, ma'am. Palm oil and palm kernel.
What type of oil it is? It is a saturated fatty acid. So what is the advice you have given to those people who are using palm oil?
You better change your oil or you will get cardiovascular diseases.
So
you change your oil
what
to
oil to be changed? What
to
is
sunflower
advice?
oil, to sunflower oil and any refined oil, ma'am. Sunflower oil, safflower oil, like that.
But there is a ratio, ma. Actually, you should follow that ratio. Then only you have to give. But with that advice, they had changed their diet and they got these values after this.
Some of them didn't change, ma'am. Most of them they changed, ma'am. During our second visit, we interviewed, ma'am, this homemaker. They told that we have changed the oils, ma'am.
What is the per capita intake of oil in your families before intervention and after intervention?
Per capita.
Per capita oil intake. Have you calculated that?
We calculated how many spoons of oil they take every day.
That's what. That is per capita oil intake. Okay, how many spoons? Before
Previously,
intervention and after intervention?
Before intervention, most of them were taking 10 to 12 spoons, ma'am.
What is the
for
measurement?
each person?
1 teaspoon means how many ml?
5 ml, around 5 ml.
So 10 to 12 teaspoons they are using per day.
Yes, ma'am.
And then?
After intervention, they told we have reduced the usage using
What
this.
is that reduction? How many ml? You are supposed to measure because this is an experimental study. You are supposed to measure each and everything.
Yes,
Whenever you are planning all these things, it must be authenticated with your information what you have
Okay,
given.
ma'am.
Good study.
Thank you, ma'am.
What are the storage methods you have given advice?
You don't keep the oil exposed. You better store them in a proper container. Close that oil which you store, and don't let that dust or something to fall on it. That's the advice we give.
I'm surprised that within 3 months lot of difference is there. That is the thing. It's a very good thing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions from audience?
Yes, please.
I want to ask you a question regarding HPLC. You have used HPLC. Can you just give me the method by which you have used HPLC? Because HPLC is never used for lipids.
HbA1c?
HPLC is never used for lipids because lipids are having a very high molecular weight. So you can't use HPLC for them.
No, sir. If you take excess glucose intake, HbA1c is actually formed by non-glycated pathway, non-glycated enzymatic pathway of glucose.
In HPLC, we are not going to go for any type of such pathways. HPLC is different from.
Yeah.
In a so you should have gone for the different methods for that.
Okay. Okay.
Method
In
for
our
that.
next project, I'll change the method. Yes. Around 10 to 12 spoons, sir. Before intervention. I told according to. After they told we have significantly reduced the number of spoons, around 4 to 5 spoons only we use per day for a single person, sir. No, sir. Those people, they use lot of oil, sir. You should have a. Thank you.